Well, good morning, everyone. Glad to be here. So happy that we all got a few minutes with Mayor Hogsett this morning. He was originally going to give this, but had a conflict, as so often happens. So to my benefit, I get to speak with you this morning. The mayor means what he says about leading a high-performing city, and I know he appreciates your contributions to this industry and to your communities. Pretty exciting looking at today's lineup. I see that our sights are going to be raised as we listen to the people in this room who are doing many things with data in order to make life and enterprise work better. Whether it's cities, supply chains, financial services, or medicine, we are operating at a higher level when we have our full information on a situation, when we track things as they change, and are able to anticipate problems. We fix things, we innovate to improve, we align our policy and our practice with what works, all in a whole new way with big data. So our ability to sense events, transport and integrate information, and process a seemingly unlimited number of transactions all at the same time give us new powers to do familiar things better and to do some things that we haven't been able to do at all before. Recently, I spent a year working with Indy Chamber and the Brookings Institution on the Global Cities Initiative, planning economic growth for the Indy metro area, starting with a plan for exports. 80% of the world's purchasing power is now outside the United States, and 4% of U.S. companies export. Sometimes our data rolls up into a fact that, at least for me, really turns my head about the future. But Brookings assembles and reconciles economic databases and helps cities analyze our economies, both domestically and internationally, and target our opportunities and make our plans to grow. I mention all of this, one, because I think that's kind of a staggering fact and reminds us of an opportunity for all of us, but mostly because at our very first meeting with Brookings, they asked us about the surge in the IT economy just in the most recent year's data, that as long as information technology had been an economic priority for our state, IT was now hitting its weight as one of the dominant clusters of industry in our community, joining life sciences, advanced manufacturing, and logistics. It's very exciting, and I think, as we know, it's just the beginning. So today we were asked to talk a little bit about how big data makes cities smart, and you've already heard several examples. At the core of a smart city is being focused on what we need to do and having the people and systems work together to do it. And since we are a city, that means all of us. Mayor Hogsett has committed to lead us as One City Indy. And the team that is with me here today, Hope Tribble, the head of the Office of Audit and Performance, Katie Robinson, who leads constituent services and is our relationship manager with open data, Ken Clark, who is our chief information officer, and our council partner, Councilor Leroy Robinson. All are charged or helping shape the city that is going to deliver on that One City Indy promise. So in operations, as you've heard, One City Indy means using real-time information to plan and mobilize, respond, and resolve situations. We respond to a medical or fire emergency in 5 minutes and 20 seconds, and we're ready to do what it takes to resolve the situation as quickly as we can. The equipment, the training, the location of facilities, all together must create the necessary preparation, and then we have to have the information about the situation to pull the right things together, and all of that uses a lot of data. and the more data, the better we do it. Police serve neighborhoods in order to prevent crime, and they mobilize to respond and protect us. Seeing the streets with cameras, knowing the people and the properties, diagnosing the situations based on what we know from before, reducing crime and the fear of crime uses data. The city helps traffic and stormwater keep flowing using sensors, controls, and communications. We want to plow the streets that have gotten the most snow first, so we want our plowing systems to interact with our weather and optimize the timing of our routes. We get all the categories of trash picked up at the right time at the right neighborhood. We find and fill potholes before anyone's cars or bicycles are damaged, hopefully. And we show you where to find an open parking space. We plan with our neighborhoods and invest strategically to make the quality of life better and grow our economy. Sensing, seeing, diagnosing, coordinating, responding, resolving, planning for the future, all done better with data, and this is only the beginning. So we are 8 months into Mayor Hogsett's administration, and let me just talk a minute about what we've been focusing on. First, we have some new systems on the financial and public safety side which impact most of our employees at the city. And in some cases, they've been implemented without units that people need, or data bridges haven't been built from one to the other. And having the right information to do the job right the first time is the foundation of a smart city. So with Ken Clark's leadership, we have been working very hard at on that problem. The mayor proposed a budget for 2017 that is lower than the 2016 budget, and that hasn't happened before. The budget deficit is half what it has been, and that is very important because fiscal crisis is a distraction to everything else we want to do, and we were heading toward zero in some of our basic city funds: police, fire, public works, and parks. Hope has been leading us in an effort to define what matters most to the citizens of this city in our performance, and then developing the system by which we're going to track and communicate in order to lead and deliver improvement. We have integrated the youth employment programs in this city in order to this year provide 1,000 summer jobs to young people. And we are offering the new One City Indy web portal redesigned to be mobile friendly and offer you access to a fast-growing number of data sets. What's next for the city in using data involves opening a whole new frontier of using big data to apply design thinking to serving people. For a long time, the city has needed a new jail, and we plan to deliver on that need. But we don't want to build a new jail until we understand what role we want jail to play in our society. So we really want to step back and understand our properties and our neighborhoods and our situations, and then our offenders. And then what happens to those offenders moving through the process of criminal justice. And for the people who are in jail because they are poor or sick or mentally ill and often addicted to drugs, do we have a better way in mind? So, Indiana is the home to a technology called the Reference World Information and Simulation Environment, which integrates information about people and neighborhoods, systems, and economies into a virtual world. And in the virtual world, we see and analyze people's pathways with respect to a goal. And we learn about their needs, the important decision points, and primary influences. And then we can test our strategies in the virtual world before trying them in real life. The city and IUPUI are proposing to become an Arnold Foundation Policy Lab, partnerships between cities and universities for the purpose of using data and research to make decisions. So our plan, starting with criminal justice, is to assemble what we know in RWISE and use the platform to collaborate, to see every person's story, to gain insights, test our ideas for change, make action plans, and continuously improve. And then turn the needle on our chronic issues in health, safety, justice, and economic opportunity. So our city administration is all in on big data. We intend to join you doing extraordinary work that hasn't always been an option for us before, advancing every industry and life for our citizens. Indianapolis is known to be a city where people work together and get things done. And we're just at the beginning. So thank you very much for what you do.